Hopefully everyone's enjoying their Friday morning slash afternoon, and it's time to look at some Rangers transfer news. It is that simple, and we're going to look at it because Scott McKenna is potentially on his way to Scotland. But will he choose the Rangers or Pacific Shelf? We'll have to wait and see. So he's interested in a move back up. Of course, if you're not aware, he has kind of been frozen out of Nottingham Forest, along with Joe Worrell. And I would welcome both of them back, but I think it's wishful thinking to think we could sign Joe Worrell, Scott McKenna. We're linked with a winger. We need a striker. I mean, there's a lot of. It's in an ideal world, you could bring them all in, but we know this ain't an ideal world, and you never know. Maybe we will bring them all in. Maybe I'm putting my hopes a wee bit low. Maybe they should be a wee bit up here. But I'd love Scott McKenna. I think he's a really good centre back. You know, he's Premier League proven now. He's been at Nottingham Forest for a couple of years. Yeah, he has. But for me, Worrell and McKenna were the Nottingham Forest partnership. And then that wee cretin Steve Cooper went, no, with his eyes looking like Mesut Ozil on crystal meth. He gets sacked. Nuno Espirito Santos came in, and again, I believe that these two have never not been back in the team now. Key thing is, I'm not too sure about Worrell, but let's just talk about McKenna. He's only got 6 months left on his deal, which means we'd be able to get him for a cutthroat price. And, you know, he knows the league. He played for Aberdeen for a lot of years. He knows Rangers and Celtic. Who would he choose? That's the question. I mean, you look at defensively wise, right? Both teams are stacked in the centre-back department. Who needs Scott McKenna more? Honestly, I couldn't tell you who needs him more. I want him. I want us to take him. You know, you look at us, right? We've got like 5 centre-back options. You've got King, you've got Davies, Suter, Balogun, Goldson. See, on paper, for our league, you couldn't really ask for much more. But the reality is, they're uppish. Apart from Balogun, who I think is actually good, but he's getting old, and, you know, he made that mistake in the Old Firm, and Goldson's Mr. Consistent, but fuck. Suter, I think his head's going. I don't know. I mean, I thought, yeah, once he gets a string of games back for injuries, but, you know, he just lets the ball bounce in the box and lets teams have so many chances, man. Oh, he's a fud. And then Ben Davies is mince. And Leon King, well, his confidence is shattered. His confidence is absolutely shattered. And, you know, you look at Celtic, you look at Scales. Why can't King do what Scales did? And I don't want to hear about, oh, well, they get thrown in the deep end. They get pumped in the Champions League. What, they didn't get pumped in the Champions League? I mean, they got pumped like 6-0 for Atletico Madrid, and Scales still came back for that alright. So I don't want to hear any excuses about King. Yeah, he's young, but if you're young enough, you know, if you're good enough, if you're young enough and you're good enough, you're old enough. It's that simple, but the problem is he's come in and I don't know what the future holds for Leon King. He's still really young. I think he's only, 19 still, so, you know, there's still a lot of hope there. But yeah, his contract expires on June 30th. It would look like an initial loan deal to either one of us, with a few deciding them on a free in the summer. Come on, Rangers, get this deal done. Get this deal done. It needs to be done. He's just made 5 Premier League appearances this season. And he hasn't played, though, since the 18th of September. So, you know, it's not even a question. He will want to come back. He will want to play football, and I think he knows if he comes to Celtic and Rangers, he will be pretty much starting most games. And to be honest, I think Scales and Carter Vickers is the partnership, the go-to partnership for Celtic. For us, I mean, Clement will want his own signings, of course, right? And yeah, you would say, Goldson and Balogun's are preferred too. But I think if McKenna comes in, he's got to be starting for me. He's got to be starting, or else he'll simply just choose a different team in the summer. But yeah, he joined them in September 2020. He's helped the club win the championship, or win promotion, whatever. And he's made 105 appearances. He's had a pretty decent Nottingham Forest career. He got them to the big time, not single-handedly, but he's got them there. But we'll leave Scott McKenna there for now. There's not really not an awful lot of news about Rangers, but Kevin Van Veen says Rangers will remain interested in signing him, but he rejected us in the summer. I'm gonna reject that claim. I do not buy for a second that Kevin Van Veen had a concrete offer on the table for Rangers, and he decided to go to a second string jabroni team in Holland by the name of Groningen, who sounds like a paracetamol tablet. I'm not buying that. That's not happened. He's talking shite. Fuck you, Kevin Van Veen. I want Lawrence Shankland. I've made that clear. It can only be Lawrence Shankland, baby. So until next time, Scott McKenna, Lawrence Shankland, a winger, Josh Deutsch, all these players, bring them back to daddy.